Alright, this is Mr. B's Mobile Auto Repair, fixing it on the spot once again. I'm doing a fuel pump replacement on the 98 Cadillac CTS. Here's the car. Okay. I've already removed the fuel pump. It was a kind of a hassle, but that's the old one. This is the new one. And so basically, and plus when I removed it, he didn't have the right part. He had the wrong part, so I had to come back and do it. So yeah. At any rate, the installation, the to remove it is the opposite of the installing it. So, also on these fuel pumps, the new one has a different plug. As you can see, let me show you. Okay. See these two plugs right here? See the plug on the old one right here? It's different from the plug on the new one. It says bigger and rounder. So they give you a kit that comes with the new one so that you can splice the wires on for the new plug. And that's what I've done. Splice these wires and make sure gray go to gray, black go to black, purple go to purple, so forth and so on. But that's what I've done. So they are spliced. Took a little while. You all should know how to splice some wires. It's not that hard. Make sure you have the correct tool so you can strip the wires off first, just the tip, and on both sides. Put them in each side, crimp them, and that's all good. It's all done. Alright. The other plug is the same, so we didn't have to do any splicing on that one. Alright, so now this plug will fit into there like it's supposed to. Now, so like I said, the installation is the opposite of the removal. So, and it's basically cut and dry. When you get this one, it'll come with the float. This is the float. The float won't be installed, but it's basically you just stick it in here and let this clamp these two little parts right there. Push it in, it snaps right in and operates correctly. These readers tell your computer how much fuel that's in your system. Yeah. So since they gave us a new gaskets, let's see which one fits. What we do is match it up with one that came off the old one, and it's about the size of that one. It's kind of smaller. Now this fuel tank wasn't leaking, so, and the old one was working. Now, one thing, if you're going to try to use an old one, if it wasn't leaking, you check for cracks. Stretch it around the edges and make sure there's no cracks. If there's any cracks, you're going to have to use the new one. Even if it isn't exact, you're going to have to use a new one, because cracks is a form of dry rotting, and dry rotting will cause it to break or cause leakage, and the code will actually pop up because you have an evap system, which is basically a charcoal canister that's under the car somewhere. And this charcoal canister, it sucks all the vapor out of the line, the gas vapor. When you turn your car in, it sucks it into the charcoal canister to be used. So when you start your car, it uses those vapors. So you use every parsec of gas so your car can run as efficiently as possible. And if you don't have this on there, what will happen is, once it's trying to suck those vapors into the charcoal canister, if there's micro cracks in this, those cracks will let air out, and that air will cause a vacuum leak, and that vacuum leak will cause a error code, a evap error code on your ECM. Your check engine light will come on. And it's not a big thing, but it's basically how your car runs as efficiently as possible and uses every part of the gas, which is the liquid and the vapor. Because as your gas is sprayed into your car through your fuel injectors, the gas is almost vaporized as it comes out as in a mist, and so it can get burned properly. But this gasket seems to be good. It has no breaks, no cuts in it anywhere, no chunks missing, and it has no micro fractures in it. So we can reuse it. One of the reasons we are reusing it is because the part that they gave us is slightly smaller. As you see, this fits around it, and it should fit right on top of it. And we don't want to basically put this on there and it ends up being a problem in the long run. So we're going to use the old one because the old one is still good and it's the right size for this car. So you put that around there. All right.
What up, Mike?
Now,
Caddy?
time for the installation part. Okay. As you see, we're in the trunk on the passenger side, right behind the amp, right up under the amp. That's where the compartment is to remove the fuel pump. All right. So, do is move him out of the way. And the float goes in first, like that. Then the fuel strainer, it's that white part right there, it bends, so it's not a problem. Get him in there, and then he fits right down in there. Alright, and to make sure, point in the right direction toward the two lines right here. Alright. Alright, make sure this rubber gasket is in place. Make sure these electrical lines are not catching on anything. You can see that. So what I'm going to do is lay the gasket down where it was. The gasket is in place. Alright, make sure he's as straight as possible. Alright, and you see those springs right there. They are what go up and down to press and hold that down. Now, what holds this actually down once you press it down is this piece. This piece has to be hammered off and hammered on. Simply goes around like this here, like that there, fits around there like that there. And of course we have to take these little pieces off. They're just protectors. Oh, one other thing, since it didn't come with those, we have some clamps that hold the pressure and return lines on to the fuel pump. That's these little parts right here. So it have to be removed from the old one and put on the new one. So this the same part that holds the hose on to the fuel pump holds this clamp onto the fuel pump as well. And camera right. Alright, so you come behind it, poke it out so that it's not hitting that lip. Same thing with the other side, and push it forward around the lip It's usually easier than this. But basically we're pushing these two lips outward and pushing this forward. And once you do that, okay, let me see, let me get this lip around. Once you do that, it should come right off. Now, sometimes it has a little hold on it because it's been on there for so long, or it's because it's snug. Alright, there you go. Alright, now let's get this other one off. Go behind that lip, get it behind that one, and get it behind that lip. Then you do the other side, and once you get the other side up farther enough, press it forward. There you go. Alright, now these just come right off now. Twist them off, twist them off. Alright, so to do that, we put those on here, and these little lips are what hold these on. Once you put them on, they snap. You heard that snap? Yeah, both should snap into place like that. And these are what hold these two hoses onto the fuel pump. Alright, now comes for the fun part. Now get those out the way, pressing down. Let's see here, pressing down, down, and once you get them down enough, make sure he's pointing toward those, and at that point you try to maneuver this around those clips that they fit on. There you go. Alright, it's all the way down. You turn a little bit to get them started. Make sure the fuel pump is still straight while you're doing that. Yeah, turn a little bit. You can turn it by hand for the first little bit, and it's in there. Now after that, it's hammer time. Okay, let's get the hammer. Let's get him. Now you get behind one of these and you hammer it. See what I'm doing? This goes down to behind this, one of these little clips, and I'm gonna go behind another and another. Okay, but before I do that, I see a problem. So let's take that back off right quick, because we don't want any problems once we start hammering things. Come on, down and off, off, get back off. Alright, come on back up. What happened was, one of these little wires, see Mr. Blue right there, is outside the fuel pump, and he can't be outside, he's supposed to be inside. This one right here. Alright, so let's push him inside. Get in there, because these wires can't be in the way. Once all those wires are supposed to be inside the fuel pump, inside the fuel tank. So alright, it looks like when I push him down, he'll be inside this time. Alright, so he's inside and down. Alright, now alright, now he's down and the wires are in the way. Alright, so all the way down and grab the first one. Okay, see, now the edges are grabbing all the way around, just the very edge. See if I can push it anymore by hand. Okay. Alright. Now, once the edges are on there, what we do is get behind one of these. Get the wires out of the way. We don't want to break any wires. Behind one of those like that there. And hammer it. There we go. Turn, turn, turn. Alright. Come behind this one over here. Make sure the camera's still on. Alright, still on. Alright. Come behind that one. And hammer it. See how it's turning around? It has to go a little further. It was much harder coming off, guys. It was much, much harder. I had to do a lot more hammering than this. Alright. Come around. Hammer this side again. Almost there. There's only so many angles you can get at it. Just want to get that little middle piece. As you all can see, trying to get this middle piece to the middle of this bracket, and we're good. Now we can only come at this angle and that angle because we can't come from back there. So it's only two angles we can get at. Two pieces. Let's see if I can get this piece. Let's see here. No, I won't have much hammer room. Yeah, I won't have much hammer room. So I wanna. Yeah, let's come from right there. And almost close yet no cigar. This is why I didn't show you all the removing video, because it was a lot of this. This was the most of what the video was consisted of. This beating part. Alright, there we go. Now you see how this middle nudge on this piece lines up with the nudge on the piece that's on the fuel tank itself. That's what we're looking for. That's when we know it's secure. At that point, we can hook up the return line. Make sure you turn these so that they line up with these holes. And turn it so, yeah. Alright. Alright, and it's supposed to snap when it gets all the way in there. There you go. That's one side snapped, and that's the other. Alright, I'll make sure, try to pull it off, make sure it's on there tight. Alright. Then for the next one, line it up. Hold those little nubs, and there we go. And it snaps, and it's on there. Alright, last part, hooking up the electrical connectors. This simply snaps into here, like that. Alright, you want to hear a snap. The snap is important. That tells you that it's properly installed correctly. Alright, this one goes around and goes on that one like that. these sometimes you have to sometimes you have to pull it out, and then push it in, then come behind it and put that back in there like that. There, get in there and snap. Alright, all that's left is putting the little bolts on that fasten that down, and you're done. So this has been another repair by Mr. B, Mr. Fix It on the Spot. And if you need me to do this for you, my number is 773-744-6307. Give me a call. Have a blessed day.